Welcome to your astrological natal chart forecast report. This is the Peace Dealer, and I hope you gain the utmost of quality from this report. In this report, we're going to look into the royal nature of your zodiac chart. And let me make sure I got the natal chart details, the tallies, correctamundo. We do see that your sun is in Leo, your rising is mastered in Scorpio, and you have this, and you have your, you have the God of War soul, or rather, you have your moon in Cancer. I'm going to actually express my surprise here. When I personally, before I started this reading, it was my intention to visualize a golden egg of wisdom coming from the highest space in the universe, and to envision this golden egg of wisdom coming down from the ethers, okay, into my soul, representing me taking in this wisdom, and it coming through my crown and reaching into my Tantianan soul, and subsequently, you know, activating, dissolving in my soul, and blessing me with the wisdom. So imagine my surprise when I come to read your chart right now, and I see, without a shadow of a doubt, that this archetype you have is somewhat similar to this golden egg of wisdom. If we think of your sun at the very top of this chart, being the golden quality, and then of course is the Scorpio rising representing the wisdom. Even more crazy because I rescheduled your reading, and I wasn't even supposed to do your reading first. I was supposed to do your reading last. So to see this is a very, very, very fascinating, highly profound. Honestly, nothing surprises me anymore at this point. But thank you right off the bat, because it's definitely really, really awesome. And if anything, it's highly indicative of the strength of wisdom that you harness as the lead role character. When I say lead role character, life is a play and the world is a stage. So, given that Taurus produces this narrative written by Aquarius, Leo is actually the lead role character. It's all about Leo. I'm beginning to think everyone knows this but Leo. and Aquarius. But yeah, this is even more pronounced because as a Master Scorpio rising, this juxtaposes um, this juxtaposes your Leo energy to be exalted in the 10th house, making you a public figure that, if we think about it, takes the mastery of the wisdom of your personality and expresses forth the courageous quality of your light and passion. Even more amazing to see Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. Um, Based on the equal and whole sign system. First of all, it's actually quite amazing because you and I have exactly opposite rising signs. And the 27-degree quality of your rising opposite Algol is what raises the rest of the houses at mastery. So even though your Leo energy falls in the ninth house, and even though your Virgo energy falls in the 10th house, this is still going to represent 10th house Leo energy and an 11th house Virgo energy. That being said, we notice that your 11th house is, we notice that your MC is an 11th house MC in a 10th house. And it's actually highly significant that you have MC, North Node, and Saturn together. Um, the MC is your legacy, the North Node is your destiny, and Saturn is your karma. And whenever you have the MC conjunct with the North Node, you're literally destined to come into world renown. And in the 11th, fame. Socialite fame, like having 1 million followers on Instagram, not so much. Industry fame, like being well respected and known from movers and shakers behind the scenes, oh, you better believe it. And it's actually even it's actually even cooler, or it's actually realer, because the presence of Saturn is establishing actual power and authority that you're destined to rule here with an iron fist. But now this makes sense, seeing that you are and represent the lead role, um, which is even more amazing because now you have the guru, Jupiter. Saturn is like the slave master, and Jupiter is the guru. Okay, um, this is really amazing, seeing that you have the beauty Venus in between this, because this speaks a lot to the beauty of your spirit and the vibrant glory that vibrates through the spirit of your grace. I don't really talk a lot about this, but people who have suns divisible, people who have sun degrees divisible by 5 are and or possess graces through their spirit, especially through air signs and fire signs, but I don't think it's limited to just air and fire. So seeing that you have 25 degrees, that's actually the highest grace, next to 0/30. So this high level of grace, subruled by Mars here, effectively enables you to become this warrior queen of sorts that is able to stand firm in the confidence of your heart despite outside influences seeking to undermine your confidence and really just make you look like a complete and total weirdo. And this is what we see evidenced by the Uranian square conjunct your rising, or 10 degrees away from your rising, that serve to do a few things. The first thing this does is actually make you a genius regarding your ability to think outside the box psychologically and not be a naive idiot. This is even more important because as a master 20, this is not any Scorpio rising. You're a master 27 degrees, and like anything past 20 is mastery. And then once we get to 25, anything past 25, it's super mastery. And then 27, 28, 29 is like ultimate mastery. So you came in legit. You came into this reality on point. You're like, I'm running shit, this reality. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what I'm gonna do. I'm about to tell other people what they gonna have, what's gonna happen. And with this is gangster. And the 27-degree quality rising in your chart is the title of pure queen. So you are definitively Queen Jessica, genius Queen Jessica. It's just the level of genius in this pure psychological hidden occult way may come off as sheer craziness in a postmodern society that allows low self-esteem to let them be ruled over as slaves and sheep. This is important because I don't want to set up this dynamic where it's like you're woke and other people are just stupid sheep. You're actually here to deprogram brainwashed individuals. So it's not about people being woke or not woke as much as it is about you being able to highlight unconscious thought patterns that literally keep people asleep in their own delusions until you shock them up, you shock them awake so much they now start to think you're a weirdo because you're spouting ideals that are actually real without them being able to realize the fakeness they're upholding because they may not even realize that actually no. And see, this is where we get to your Cancer moon, where you can actually feel into the souls of others and you know they know what they're doing. Now anyway, this is actually even more important when we take into account this Scorpio square, because when we take in the courageous light of Leo, Scorpio represents the wisdom inherent to understand love, courage, and I really hate calling Leo love now. Really understand the courage and passion of Leo. That I think its quality is diminished when you just say it's love. I think Leo is way more than that. I think it's like the energy in courage that um, causes a mother to fight for her child. And we can call that love, but I think it's actually something deeper than that. I think it's more instinctual. I think it's more primal. I think it's more energetic. And we can call that love, but this is where your Scorpio energy really highlights deeper psychological wisdom into the actuality of what these facets and themes that we flirt with in society actually are. So this is the most important part of your chart, in my opinion. Scorpio energy gets a huge question mark for me, and subsequently Pisces too. But from the little I can channel from it, I know that it's a supernatural vibration, and Uranus is like a Professor X Cerebro hat that automatically links you to the psychological or psyches of other individuals without you even really wanting to. And this is where we can definitively say, are you ready? Queen Jessica, you are an alien. You're one of us. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club. I'm sorry, because we're not kids here. Welcome to the Cool Aliens Club. Because I'm beginning to realize we're actually pretty rare. So you, my friend, are an instrument alien. I'm a vessel alien. I get possessed by higher energetic frequencies. And then you have power aliens. Vessel aliens have it on their moon. Power aliens have it on their sun. You have your squaring it. You're an instrument alien. Highly honored. Uranian instrument alien. You can see the future, talk to anyone of any station and status, step to the beat of their own drum, inspire political leadership, Use your bodies as an amplifier of energy or as a means of broadcasting information that helps free others who are stuck somehow. Lead humanity into the new age, inventions, innovations, awaken the inner child, express genius, okay, and identify priorities and miss chaos. So everything that I just read to you is an understatement. First of all, the author of this is beyond amazing, very, very, very awesome individual. I had the privilege of having a consultation with her, and she did mention adding on to this article by writing about Jupiter. So technically, you would also be a Jupiter power alien, but she sticks most of her findings with planets past Saturn. So Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, or rather Saturn. Yeah, that was right. Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So you having this Uranian instrument quality is just the tip of the iceberg. Like my friend, like what you can do with this is even deeper. I want to focus on expressing genius and causing others to like see what's happening on more genius or hidden levels, like the Pluto risings. And this definitely speaks of a somewhat unconscious, private, and hidden aspect of this ability that you do without really thinking. It's not like you walk around your day like, I'm going to use my Uranus instrument alien powers and shock people into reality. It's really just more so an aspect of who you are. It's so ingrained. This level of genius is so ingrained in your personality. This is so very important because it's not to say that you don't make mistakes, and it's not to say that you can't be your own version of crazy, but smart motherfuckers look like crazy motherfuckers to dumb motherfuckers. And I think no other person in this world, that's a hyperbole, but I think that no other person in this world really understands that like you understand that. Because you can look at the psychological complex motivations at what causes people to really project their insecurities on you. Something that having this T square with Chiron, Uranus, and your Leo energy is pretty much just forcing you to accept. Uranus is actually opposite your Uranus right now, which is the blessing of the 70s generation coming into the 80s, finally completing all the weirdness that y'all had to silently go through with no, accountability, which is just grossly unfair to y'all. This is representative of unofficial psychological and psychic experiments done on your generation that people like you were able to see through, but probably just called crazy for even calling it out. So we also have Chiron here squaring this, which is important because Chiron is healing the sense of value that you bring into relationships so that it's not about feeling, even though it's about feeling because you have your feelings in Cancer, but it's more so about establishing the confidence and value that you bring to a relationship, allowing you to exalt your spirit in this public life, like the main role character you are. And that Chiron opposition could be people who try and make you out to seem too witchy or weird. Chiron oppositions to Uranus usually have to do with like psychological mind games that chip away at your confidence and value. It's just we're going to reverse this theme because as the queen diva you are, I really just can't imagine that any part of you ever even cared about the faulty, because you have such psychological insight to understand and see into what causes people to feel a certain way. So I just don't see you really getting offended. I'm gonna just be honest. Your ruling planet is in the 12th house. So you have this secret agent genius insight to be able to psychoanalyze the depth of people's characters to where you can look in their eyes and see if they're evil or not. So we do also see that you have your moon here in Cancer on Mars. And oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. And this is going to really do a lot to establish a highly important level of trust that you have in your own intuitive feelings. When we look at the Pluto square, there's an intense fear of expressing your sincere emotions because you know that most people are sensitive and they're going to either take it the wrong way because they can't take a joke, or you're being serious and you know it's going to eviscerate their ego. And instead of actually accepting the truth for what it is, you're automatically now a bitch because you told someone the truth about their character that they weren't really willing to hear, and that cut deep into their soul. Because you don't play that, and you actually don't just say things to poke fun at people, but you actually can poke at the weaknesses of others because you can feel it directly psychically. And this, I would say, is one of the most dangerous parts about you, because you've gone through a 10-year chapter of the same force being indirectly gaslighted maliciously. And this square here is bringing to light unseen dynamics psychologically in the way people feel and how that translates on their body language, and how you see that directly in their spirit. So that when you outright just show people how they feel about things, they have the liberty to just outright lie and gaslight you, unknowing of the fact that you carry receipts and you have this amazing genius way of still showing people what's inside their inner world, almost like an exorcist being able to command these spirits out. But once again, that Pluto 12th house element can really make for some highly manipulative and just outright evil social dynamics that you're going to transform by continuing to expose and overcoming this fear, which for the first time ever this year, you're breaking through forever when we reference the Pluto square that you will never have again in Capricorn. All this energy leaving Capricorn going into Aquarius is going to break you through this cardinal issue and then shift the issue to the fixed issue, which is going to have you heal from this Chiron Taurus leading into your Chiron return. And this is where, when we look at the karma and legacy as your 11th house energy in Virgo, really manifests or aligns to, which is also aligning to Capricorn, is developing your attitude around how much of an integral existence you are around your community, whether people even realize it or not. Because Chiron here in the seventh also allows you to ground and heal how valuable people feel about themselves. And so you hold space for people to bring out their most deeply eccentric self, so that we don't have to be in freaking high school and people are like, oh my God, like, that's not cool. Like, that's so lame. Like, oh my God, like, and the whole time you're just like, grow up. Thank you. You can be you. You don't have to be cool or lame. You can just be yourself. And yeah, this is like amazing inspiration that you definitely just show up and show out. I think you just walk into a room and then people are just imbued and graced by your light. You may hair flip or two and then you move on to the next place because you got stuff to do. I'm going to end this reading with Neptune in your second, because your manifestation of value and meaning, your manifestation of worth is through meaning. I'm 27-degree Taurus, you're 27-degree Scorpio. You paid me so that I can talk to you and communicate to you about you, this chart. And that is me activating as a Taurus rising my second house Gemini. I'm coming into money to Gemini. The way you come into money is the opposite, higher version of this, by showing people meaning and by adding on to communicating, by, fleshing this more into a bigger picture aspect. But you have Neptune here, which also is able to make do with your own intuitive abilities. I know an angel reader who's a Scorpio rising who had Neptune in the second, and she would make good money just doing angel readings for people. So now we see the Neptunian element of spirituality being induced to actually make money and a living. So this doesn't have to be, limited to spirituality. This is going to be more so really utilizing the infinite application of your intuition to make unconventional wealth. And you're going to see this transcend as we move into this Aqua chapter. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you very much for your patience. Please understand that the strength of your light is directly and indirectly exposing the dark pockets of energy within people's hearts and souls. And that's going to continue to produce demonic like reactions from people that they mask with all sorts of bullshit about, oh, this and that. But you actually see directly into people's souls. So continue to shine and let these dark forces know who is literally boss, or rather queen. You stay blessed as always. And until next time.